What is this? No, not this. This is my everyday carry pistol. Let's talk about this. This is Glock 19 Gen 5 with SRO 5 MOA on it. Now this has been long my carry gun since when basically Gen 5 came out. Before then I had Gen 4. Right in between I had that Walther PDP 4-inch. I was carrying that for a couple of years, maybe 2-3 years. But outside that, Glock 19 was always my go-to carry gun. Now this particular one has a rise plate and the SRO 5 MOA on top of that. A rise plate, very high quality plate. I put the MacMaster screws on it, so the screws are very strong and tighten, 30-inch pounds. It's very, very bulletproof. Now the front side, rear side, the code witness is Ameriglow H3AD, it says. So the code witness is not that important in my opinion for as long as the red dot works, but most of my guns have code witness for training purposes to make sure my index is proper, front sight and red dot right above it. If I don't have a front sight on it, I just make sure the dot is center, not in the corner of the window. Very good training tool. Other than that, fairly stock. Internals are stock. The back strap, just like Glock 47, I cut it halfway to get that more straight angle. So my grip angle is not causing any pain on my elbows, things like that. Now there is, as everybody knows by now, there's a CH Precision butt plug in it, plastic one. For carry gun, for sure, plastic one is the way to go. Unless you have a weapon mounted light, then you can put a brass one to kind of balance the weight. Now, outside that, the gun is all stock. They work. Engineers made sure they did the testing, so the gun runs. Now, outside that, let's talk about the magazines for a second. The Glock 19 magazines that sits into the gun, so it's fitting flush. However, extra magazine, I put a Glock 17 on it. Well, I have more Glock 17 magazines, but extra round, extra inch really makes it better. Now, the next part is the Tier 1 concealed holster. This holster, basically, the first time I heard was 2017. And ever since, I was a big fan of it. Every time I buy a concealed carry holster, I've tried other companies too, but I always come back to Tier 1 concealed. Now, this one is Aegis model. If you look at the bungee cord over here, they actually thread it in all 4 holes. However, I like the bottom 2, so it actually has a little bit of room to open up. So when I'm making motions or when I'm driving, sitting for a long time, it actually kind of spreads a little bit. So it's not poking my stomach or anything like that. It's very comfortable and also secure, of course. And the second modification I did was their wedge pad on it. I have the thick pad, but slim one. So this actually really helps me. There's no rough edges if you, of course, do this. And when you, of course, sit down or make a lot of active motion, it's very comfortable on my body. Only downside is in the summertime, this part can get a little bit sweaty, of course. However, living in the rainy state, it doesn't get that hot, and I don't mind it. Now, this is a carry setup. I used to have weapon mounted light one. I actually have it in my bedroom, but oftentimes I didn't feel the need of it. I just have my separate flashlight here and there. But I do like weapon mounted light for shooting and also carrying. But concealed carry, because the holster gets bigger, there's more edges and whatnot, extra weight, so I don't necessarily put it onto the gun. Now, the reason why I go with the SRO 5 MOA is because they have an auto bright adjustment. So 5 MOA, their auto adjust works pretty okay. However, 20.5, they're too dim. So that's why I don't have that 20.5. Although I will choose 20.5 for most of the shootings. I do like 2 to 3 MOA dots, but for carrying auto adjustment for this particular model, 5 MOA is my pick. In my opinion, 507 comp is also a very good model. I have actually tried it. However, I just missed that auto adjust brightness setting because you never know what kind of lighting condition you want to train or draw your gun. And auto adjust on 5 MOA worked really well so far. So that's what I'm doing. I've heard many good other optics like the HD, RMR, things like that. However, this, I put a lot of testing on it. I have so many SROs. Yes, of course, there were some broken ones, but the ones that worked, they worked. One unit, 160,000 rounds through it, still going, and many other units I shot close to 50,000 rounds still running. So this is my go-to. If I put another, optic that level of round count, yeah, for sure I'm gonna go with that. But this is very consistent one. For carry gun, in my opinion, you don't want to sacrifice or compromise the reliability 100%. So all you need is good working gun and vision focus. Yeah.